Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Football Insights. Click on the subscribe button, press the post notification bell so that anytime we upload, you'll be the first person to receive it. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms. All the links are in the description. The graphics are flowing. So go and click on the link and follow us on all our social media platforms. This is your Champions League Wednesday review. Big things happening in the Champions League. Real Madrid have qualified via penalties 4-3 against Manchester City. Bayern Munich also won by 1-0 against Arsenal. So Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid in the semi-final, and then PSG Dortmund in the semi-final. Big games coming up. Big games coming up. Let's get straight into the video. So we are starting with the Bayern Munich game. Bayern Munich won by 1-0 against Arsenal. Thomas Tuchel versus Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta, initially in the first half, the game that I watched in the first half, Arsenal started to do something. Arsenal was basically, playing the ball. I was like, no, bro. What are you doing, boys? Bayern Munich, the Bavarian boys. Because you can't sit at Allianz Arena and then allow a team like Arsenal. No disrespect to Arsenal. But then Arsenal and then Bayern Munich, there is difference. Vast difference. Arsenal and Bayern Munich. So you cannot sit at your home grounds at Allianz Arena and then allow Arsenal to dominate you. It is not possible. It is not possible. So I was like, what are these boys doing? Thomas Tuchel, what are you doing? And then, I had a problem with Thomas Tuchel with his lineup because I saw Rafael Guerrero playing as a right winger because Jamal Musiala was playing as a left winger. And then I saw Rafael Guerrero, who is a left back, naturally, playing as a right winger. But then I saw Mazwari at the left back and then Joshua Kimmich as the right back. I understand that Alphonso Davies was suspended. And then Mazwari can play as a left back and then as a right back too. So he playing as a left back, I don't have a problem with that. But you have a natural left back there, which is what? Rafael Guerrero. Play Rafael Guerrero at the left back. Play Joshua Kimmich in the middle. Play Mazwari at the right back. Bring in what? Thomas Muller as the attacking midfielder. And then let Jamal Musiala play as the left wing, as the right winger. And then I think this particular formation would have helped Thomas Tuchel. They would have won the game by, let's say, 3-0. Because you could see Rafael Guerrero did well. He did really, really well. He made the assist though. So Thomas Tuchel can also say Rafael Guerrero vindicated him for playing him as the right winger. So big shout out to Rafael Guerrero, top guy. He's a top guy, Rafael Guerrero, experienced player coming from Borussia Dortmund to Bayern Munich. He's an experienced player. So let's talk about Arsenal. I cannot fault Arsenal because I knew at the moment they played draw at Emirates Sports Stadium, I knew they were out of the competition because it is very difficult to win Bayern Munich in a knockout stage game at Allianz Arena. Very, very difficult. You will need teams like, Manchester City, Real Madrid, those kind of teams to do that. It's not easy. It's not easy. And then considering how Arsenal have been away from the Champions League for about, let's say, for about 6 years, it was going to be very difficult for Arsenal to eliminate Bayern Munich at Allianz Arena. I knew they were out. So I'm not going to fault Arteta very much. I think they should come back. This season they are doing what they are in a title race. Mind you, it is not over yet. They are in a title race, so I think they can do something. They should come back. They should revamp their squad and then come back next season. I think they will do well next season. And then there is one big shout out I have to give Thomas Tuchel. Big shout outs to you, man. People are not believing in you, but I believe in you, Thomas Tuchel. I believe in you. I know you can do it. Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid. If there is a coach that can score Real Madrid, it is Thomas Tuchel. So I know you can do it. Let's go, Bavarians. Let's go. So that is what happened in the Bayern Munich game. Joshua Kimmich had the man of the match. Big goal from Joshua Kimmich. And then that was his celebration. To big goal from Joshua Kimmich. He won the man of the match too. So big shout out to Joshua Kimmich. He has been doing really, really well. Even though he's part of the sabotage boys. But then, of course, for now, I can see that the demeanor of the Bayern Munich boys has changed. They are now, they have forgotten about everything and then they are focusing on winning a trophy for Bavarian or winning a trophy for Bayern Munich this season. Big shout outs to the boys Bayern Munich. They did really, really, really well. Let's move straight into the Manchester City versus Real Madrid game. Supposedly the final. That is what people are saying though. So supposedly the final of this particular Champions League. I don't know what in a blue hell they are talking about, because you cannot play in a final, in a quarter final. It is not possible. People are saying that was the final. Let's see what happens. It is the Champions League. Anything can happen. PSG are a strong side. They can do something in the Champions League. Even Dortmund, strong side. They can do something in the Champions League. So let's see what happens. But Real Madrid have qualified to the semi-final of the 2023-2024 Champions League season, winning against Manchester City 4-3 on penalties. First goal was scored by Rodrigo. I want to dive deep into that particular goal and then the problem I think Manchester City has been having throughout the first tie and then the second tie. That is the first league and then the second league. They have been having issues with tracking problems. The defenders cannot track Vinicius Junior and then Rodrigo enough. I don't know what is happening, but it is basically based on tracking issues. Let's look at the first goal scored by Rodrigo and assist by Vinicius Junior. Let's look at the first goal. So as you can see here, Vinicius Junior have the ball. You see, he has the ball. And then if you can see Kai Walker here, Kai Walker's job is to track Rodrigo. You can see him here. His job is to track Rodrigo. But what does Kai Walker do? He is rather complaining of an offside, which isn't supposed to be so. A senior player like Kai Walker, an experienced player like Kai Walker, you should be able to track Rodrigo. He is not even Vinicius. It is Rodrigo. He is dangerous. No doubt about that. But then your problem or your job is to track Rodrigo. But you are raising your hand up for an offside. As a matter of fact, Kai Walker, the offside, they have VAR there. So if it is an offside, the VAR and then the referees will check. So your problem or your issue here is to track Rodrigo. But he doesn't track him very well. And then when you look at the second phase or the second picture, you could see the ball is coming across and then Rodrigo has take, or in the basic terms, we can say he steals Kai Walker. He has stolen him as a defender. And then Rodrigo scored the goal. So it was based on tracking problems. Kai Walker couldn't track Rodrigo that much. And then that was the problem. In the first leg, it happened. Manala Kanji, Josko Vadio, they had tracking issues. In the second leg, the same problem happened. But then Manchester City had more of the ball. They had more of the ball, of course. It is their home, so they have more of the ball. But Real Madrid came in basically to defend and then catch them on the counter attack, and that is what they used to score the first goal. So they defended solidly well. I never knew Carlo Ancelotti could defend that much. I never knew. I thought this is from Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte, Thomas Tuchel, and then the defensive-minded coaches. But Carlo Ancelotti can defend, bro. What a defense by Real Madrid. Rudiger, top guy, bro. Rudiger, a monster at the back. Monster at the back, Rudiger. So big shout out to Rudiger. He did really, really well. I think he deserved the man of the match. He and Andrew Lowen. What a goalkeeper. Big shout out to the ball. A young guy. When it was going to the penalties, I told one of my friends, I think this guy could do something because he has been solid. He has been sublime in both the first half, the second half, and then the first half in the extra time, and then the second half in the extra time too. He made 8 saves. 8 saves in the game. So he did really, really well. I think he deserved the man of the match, but they gave it to Fede Valverde. I don't know what in the blue hell Fede Valverde did, but that was Fede Valverde won the man of the match though. But Andrew Lewin, top goalkeeper, he did really, really well. He's saving Real Madrid in some situations, and that is good. That is good. A second keeper like Andrew Lewin, then he's doing solidly well for Real Madrid. But then there is one issue we have to talk about: Pep Guardiola and then his changes. Jack Grealish didn't deserve to be on a pitch for about 55 minutes. He should have been sacked off by 50 minutes. You could see when Doku came, Doku brought problem. And that was exactly what happened. That was exactly what brought the first goal. Doku dribbled, shoot, and then it gets to Rudiger. And then, Kevin De Bruyne just get the ball and then scores. So Doku did really, really well. Pep Guardiola should have sacked Jack Grealish early. I think if Doku came in early, he would have done something for Manchester City because the Madrid boys were defending. You needed some people, you needed explosive wingers that can take the ball to the defenders to penetrate into the Madrid defense. But Jack Grealish was not doing that. And then as you can see the stats here, Jack Grealish had 49 touches. Doku had 50 touches. Even though Doku came in the second half around 60 something minutes, but he had 55 touches. Shots, Jack Grealish had 4, Doku had 3. Dribbles, Doku had 3, Jack Grealish had 1. Key passes, Doku had 3, Jack Grealish had 1. So you could tell the difference between them. The difference between them. Pep Guardiola should have sacked Jack Grealish early, and then even Erling Haaland early, because he was also not doing anything in the game. He was not doing anything in the game. But in the penalties, Modric wasted the first penalty. I don't know. Football is some way. How can Modric waste or miss a first penalty and then Rudiger will come and score the last penalty? It doesn't make sense. But Bernardo Silva, I'm disappointed in you. Bernardo Silva, I'm very disappointed in you. I don't know what you were thinking, but I'm very disappointed in you. I don't know if you underestimated the goalkeeper. You shouldn't have underestimated the goalkeeper, because what he did in the first half and in the second half, and then in the first half of the extra time and in the second half of the extra time, you should have, at least rated him a little bit. Kovacic, very disappointed in you. You guys are experienced guys. What happened? So Madrid have qualified. Congratulations to them. They are saying Apollo 15. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the game between Bayern Munich. So, ladies and gentlemen, this makes us to the end of the video. Madrid qualified for the Champions League semi-final. Manchester City are out. 5 years they have not lost in the Champions League game at their backyard Etihad, but they have lost on penalties against Real Madrid. So, we'll see what happens in the semi-final of the Champions League. Thank you so much for your time. Make sure you click on the subscribe button, press the post notification bell. I will see you in the next video. Real Madrid. Hala Madrid.